Let's look at a way that a company can fine-tune the assignment of overhead costs to inventory. Atlas Company operates two production departments, cutting and assembly. The following information is available. In the cutting department, $200,000 of overhead cost is expected, and in the assembly department, $150,000 is expected. So rather than telling us that total overhead for the factory is $350,000, they've given us the breakdown. They also tell us expected machine hours for the cutting department, 100,000 hours, assembly department, 25,000 hours. The expected labor cost is $50,000 for the cutting department and $200,000 for the assembly department. The application of overhead to production is based on machine hours in the cutting department and labor cost in the assembly department. So we can tell that the cutting department is likely machine intensive because the more machine hours that are used, the more overhead cost that is incurred. And for the assembly department, labor cost drives the incurrence of overhead. So they've chosen to have two different overhead rates. We'll first calculate the predetermined overhead rate for each production department. Then we'll apply overhead to Job 101 based on the activity that was actually incurred for that job. Let's focus on Part 1 first. Calculate the overhead rate. Now you can see that we're given the overhead cost, and we're also reminded that the cutting department uses machine hours, the assembly department uses labor cost. So our overhead rates for the cutting department, the overhead rate will be computed by taking the $200,000 of overhead cost divided by the 100,000 machine hours, and we get $2 per machine hour. For the assembly department, we will take the $150,000 of overhead cost and divide by the labor cost, $200,000. The overhead rate for the assembly department is 75 cents per direct labor dollar. Now we'll turn our focus to Part 2. Determine the overhead applied to Job 101, which required the following: 500 machine hours in the cutting department and 40 machine hours in the assembly department. 20 direct labor hours costing $300 in the cutting department and 100 direct labor hours costing $1,000 in the assembly department. So to apply overhead to this job, we need to remember that our overhead rates were calculated as $2 per machine hour in cutting, 75 cents per labor dollar in assembly. Then we'll apply overhead from the cutting department. We'll take 500 machine hours for the cutting department times $2 per machine hour, or $1,000. It is important to notice that we did not include the 40 machine hours from the assembly department. Next, we'll apply overhead from the assembly department. We'll use our rate of 75 cents per direct labor dollar, and we'll multiply by the 1,000 labor dollars in the assembly department, $750. So the total overhead applied to Job 101 is $1,750. Now, of course, we would need to add the direct material and the direct labor used in the cutting and assembly departments to get the total cost of Job 101, but this is the overhead applied to Job 101. Now, companies will use departmental overhead rates rather than a plant-wide rate to get more accurate product costing. And remember, this is important because it plays into pricing decisions and even the profitability and which products a company will carry.